What's up, everybody? I'm Josh Meek, the Uber Geek. Welcome to Pretty Dece, your daily entertainment and pop culture show. Today on the show, we are back to talking about Marvel movies because this week we got a new trailer for Ant-Man and the Wasp. And of course, this trailer brings us back into the world of Scott Lang. He's now joined by Hope Van Dyne as the Wasp in a starring role, making her way into, of course, the title of the movie, which I think is very cool, that it's not just an Ant-Man movie, it is an Ant-Man and Wasp movie. Now, the original Ant-Man film was kind of this awesome mix of superhero action and also comedy, and they filled the movie with awesome comedic actors, but it was still a superhero movie. There was still awesome superhero action, and they didn't just completely throw out the entire Marvel movie formula. It was a cool mix of both. Basically, it was kind of the family-friendly version of Deadpool, and I loved the original Ant-Man movie. It was super fun, it was a great little romp, and it was a nice little entry in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And this movie comes at a perfect time. This is the awesome feel-good Marvel movie that we need desperately right now, because if you saw Infinity War, you're well aware that that movie was pretty heavy and also pretty dense. It required a lot of knowledge about the Marvel Universe. It featured 30-some odd heroes and characters. So it feels pretty good with Ant-Man and Wasp to kind of just get back to basics, get back to the roots of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, you know, a simple storyline that focuses on a single hero or just a pair of heroes in this case. And that's definitely not a bad thing. We can't have movies like Infinity War without movies like these, where we're learning about the heroes and we're building up this backstory and getting to know them. And the world of Ant-Man was so cool in the first movie that I'm more than happy to revisit that film and kind of forget about all the crazy heavy stuff that happened in Infinity War. And those of you coming in hoping that they start addressing some of the things that did happen in Infinity War, well, that won't be happening because this film is actually set before the events of Infinity War. So if you're wondering why everything looked so normal in the trailer, that's why. We haven't had Infinity War happen yet. Thanos hasn't come and kind of wreaked havoc on everything yet. That's what's going on. So we're pre-Infinity War, despite the fact that the movie comes out afterwards. And we also in this trailer get a look at the villain of this film, or at least the antagonist. That is Ghost, a dressed all in white, phase-shifting corporate saboteur. And I'm guessing that eventually in the movie we find out that she's not actually all that bad. She's maybe misunderstood, or she, is doing things for like noble reasons, and that there's actually a real, actually bad villain in the shadows. That's just my guess for the general plot of the film. Nonetheless, Ghost looks really awesome. I love the costume that they've put her in with the full white mask with kind of the like red eyes on the mask. It's very cool looking. And her phase-shifting ability where she can jump through things and then make herself solid again for punches or kicks. It's very reminiscent of Vision, and it's very cool to see play out on the big screen. Speaking of things that are cool to see play out on the big screen, from this trailer, it looks like they are ramping up all of their size antics that the first movie had. Of course, Ant-Man and Wasp can change their size at whim. Now Ant-Man can get, incredibly large as well. So they are really playing to that and taking that to their advantage to do some really awesome, crazy things, as is evident in this trailer. We get things like Ant-Man growing large and using a car as a scooter. We get, resizing entire cars to matchbook size and then driving around. We get using a giant salt shaker to block a doorway. We get entire buildings shrunk down to tiny size so you can put them under your arm and drive off with them. They have these powers available to them, so I'm really excited to see them explore that space and really see how weird they can get and just kind of what crazy stuff they can show us on the screen utilizing some of these resizing powers. It's one of the things I'm most excited about for this film. And I don't have to wait too long to check it out. Ant-Man and Wasp is coming out July 6th, so not that long to wait, and we'll get us ourselves what is hopefully another awesome Marvel movie. So that's going to do it for Pretty Dece for today. Thanks very much for joining me. Like Pretty Dece on Facebook at facebook.com/PrettyDeceShow. Follow me on Twitter at PrettyDeceShow, and check out the video version of the podcast. You can find that at PrettyDeceShow.com/video or just searching on YouTube. And whether you are watching the video version or just listening to the podcast, make sure that you're checking back every single day so you never miss any of the content.